In 1976, in Gainesville, Florida, 5 musicians would get together and become one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. These individuals would later be known as Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Tom Petty, being the frontman and lead singer of the group, also shared the spotlight with their lead guitar player, Mike Campbell. Mike Campbell is great for a number of reasons, but specifically for this group, he always served the song, he never overplayed, and everything that he played was tasteful, you could sing along to it, and it meant something to the song. So today we're taking a look at the well-deserved signature guitar from Fender, the Red Dog Telecaster. Now, this guitar has a very unique history. Not only is it the guitar in the music video Refugee, which was a huge hit for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, this was also purchased through one of Mike Campbell's students. Based off a 1972 Telecaster, his student came to Mike and said, "Hey, I'm not really using this too much. Wondering if you'd like to use it," and I think the legend is that Mike gave him like $200 for it. All the things that you see were on it already. The 2 humbuckers, you have a regular Telecaster switch, and then this special feature, the destructive switch. This guitar became iconic with Mike, especially for that video. Today, I have it on the bench. We are going to be replacing the original bridge that came with it, and we're going to be putting on a mastery. So I'm going to walk you guys through how to do that, and while we're here, we're going to hear how this thing sounds. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chris Ellis. Let's get started. So before we get into anything, let's check out this destructive switch. So I thought this was very interesting. We have a very solid switch, which is connected to a PVC board that essentially is the fuzz circuit. What I found very interesting was it has 2 trim pots, so I believe you can adjust the output and the gain level. And to power all that is supported by the 9-volt battery, which surprisingly all fit in a standard Telecaster control cavity route. So the first thing that I like to do before making any adjustments is check where the measurements of the action and everything else are first. This client wants his action a little bit higher, so as long as I know what it is beforehand, I can make the proper adjustments when we're final setting it up. So from there, we're ready to take the strings off and start the process of replacing this bridge. The one thing I loved about this was the packaging for the mastery bridge. It comes in this awesome tin can filled by a bunch of nice like paper stuffing, and the bridge sits right on top. Looks very classic, very neat looking, as you can see here. And just a little comparison of what the old bridge and new bridge look like side by side. Another thing that it has is this small canvas bag, and it'll have your 3 Allen wrenches that you will need for adjusting this bridge, as well as this little pencil, which I'm not sure if that's something that they do in everything, but I thought that was fun. There's also a set of instructions that I do recommend you read. So right now we're just going through the process of getting this bridge prepped and ready. We're going to loosen the outer studs first. And once we are ready for that, we can then install it to the body. One thing that I did notice that it sat very low right off the bat. So there are these other adjustments you can make to raise and lower the action, which is your smallest Allen wrench will go inside of the outer adjustment areas, which will then raise and lower your action as needed. So to compensate a little bit, so I wouldn't have to do much work later on, I'm going to go ahead and raise these now, and I should land about the same action height as before. These are things you just learn over the years of doing it. So now that we got our bridge mounted, we are now going to tighten the outer post that we loosened up earlier to fit the bridge on. Once we have that set, we can go ahead and string our guitar up and tune it to pitch. Once we have the guitar tuned up to pitch, it's always good to stretch the strings out at least 2 to 4 times. Once you have it to pitch, take your final action measurement, see how close or far away you are. We were a little bit under, so we'll just take that small Allen wrench screw, go back in there and adjust the action as needed. So it's a pretty straightforward install, nothing too crazy. Bigsby's are always somewhat a pain in the butt for me to string up, but we got it there. So yeah, let's look at some of the other unique features on this. You get one of the ferrules back here missing, and I'm guessing that was how it was on Mike's original guitar. It's got some really cool checking on the body and neck as well. You get Mike Campbell's signature right there on the back of the headstock. And the neck actually feels really comfortable. It's not your standard Fender C shape that I've been used to feeling lately. Really comfortable neck, sounds great. So let's hear how the guitar sounds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments, and let me know, do you have one of these? Are you a big Telecaster fan? Let me know your thoughts. I was pleasantly surprised by this. I thought it sounded great. Even makes me consider wanting to put humbucker in one of my Teles, which I've been back and forth on for a while now. So if I do that soon, y'all will know why. Thanks again, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of these Teles, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.